Hello friends, if you like my videos, subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you. So in this video, we are going to discuss about innate immunity and adaptive immunity. So firstly, let us discuss about innate immunity and later let us discuss about that adaptive immunity. So now coming to the innate immunity, it is also called as native immunity and it is also called as natural immunity, right? And this innate immunity can provide early and fast defense against bacteria, fungi and viruses. We know that bacteria, fungi and viruses are nothing but they are pathogenic, they are harmful pathogens, right? And in the immunological terms, we can name these pathogens as antigens. So what is this defense mechanism? How it can provide early and fast defense mechanism? So actually, what is the mechanism which is present in it? Let us see now. So we know that the harmful antigens will enter into your body from the external environment, right? Either this antigen may be in the case of bacteria, fungi or viruses. So that is considered as an antigen in the immunological terms. And once it enter into your body, we know that our body consists of antibodies which will be released or else which is present in the white blood cells, right? We know that the white blood cells will be generated from the bone marrow, and these white blood cells consist of antibodies which mainly acts to kill this antigen. So how it can kill the antigen? Let us see now. So now these antigens will enter into your body, right? And once the antigen will enter into your body, then it go and binds to the antibody which is present in the white blood cells, right? And wow, what will happen? This antibody is attached to the defense cell, right? To the defense cell. If you see, this is called as a defense cell. And now once this antigen will get binded to the antibody, then it sends this antigen to inside the defense cell. So this is the antibody, and once antigen will get binded over here, then that antigen will move into this defense cell. And once this defense cell is also called as immune cell, right? Which mainly helps in killing the antigens, right? So now once the antigen will enter into the defense cell from this antibody, after the antigen antibody interaction, then that antigen will get killed inside this defense cell, I mean inside the cytoplasm of this defense cell. So again, I'm saying you, antigens are nothing but the harmful pathogens which enters into your body from the external environment. And once it enters into your body, we know that the antibodies are released, right, in your body, which mainly plays a major role in your immune system, right? So now once the antigen enters into your body, then these antibodies are also present in the body, such that antigen will get binded to the antibody, which is called as antigen antibody interaction. And once the antigen antibody interaction occurs, then this particular antigen will enter into the cell. Actually, these antibodies are attached to the defense cell, which is also called as immune cell, right? And once this antigen will attach here, right, at this particular site, antigen binding site, then that antigen will move into the cytoplasm of the defense cell, and finally that antigen will get killed, right? And once that antigen will get killed, then it doesn't show any symptoms. So normally if you take any particular type of bacteria, harmful bacteria, let's take Salmonella typhi, and that particular type of Salmonella typhi bacteria will enter into your body from the external environment or else by the direct contact through other human beings. Then what will happen? Then the antigen will enter into your body. So here antigen is nothing but the Salmonella typhi. We know that Salmonella typhi will exhibit the symptoms of typhoid fever, right? So once that antigen will enter into your body, then that antibodies will be raised against to that Salmonella typhi bacteria. So once the Salmonella typhi bacteria will get binded to that particular antibody which has been released from your white blood cells, then this antigen, I mean which is in the form of a Salmonella typhi bacterium, will enter into your defense cell, right? And once that bacterium will enter into the defense cell, then it will get killed, such that it doesn't exhibit symptoms because the bacteria has been killed, right? So in this way the defense mechanism will be done. So if you see here what I have said you, it provides early and fast defense mechanism. So up to now what I have said you is the defense mechanism. Defense is nothing but fighting. So here antibodies fights against to the antigens, right? And it kills that antigens to protect your body from the diseases. So this defense mechanism will be done to protect your body from the harmful diseases, right? So it provides early and fast defense against the bacteria, fungi and viruses. So all of these are the antigens. So the defense mechanism is nothing but providing the antibodies which has been released into your body. Immune cells also recognize structural features shared by the microbes. So here the example which you have took is nothing but the gram-negative bacteria, and here the structural feature is nothing but the lipopolysaccharide which is shared by the microbe. So what is a microbe which we have took? Gram-negative bacteria. So this is your structural feature. So immune cells also recognize structural features shared by the microbes. So this is the immune cell, which is also called as a defense cell. Okay, so now we know that the immune cell consists of the antibodies which has been raised on its surface, which is present on its surface, and here structural features shared by the microbes. So what is the structural feature? Lipopolysaccharide. Let's consider there are 3 gram-negative bacteria, right? And each consists of their lipopolysaccharide structural feature. And now all of these 3 kind of bacteria will get bind only to a particular defense cell, only one specific cell, right? For example, we can say this innate immunity as a non-specific immunity. Why it is called as non-specific immunity? Because there is no specificity here. If you want specificity, then this A bacteria should get bind only to particular defense cell, and this B bacteria should get bind to another particular cell, and this C also should get bind to the particular defense cell. But here all of these 3 are binding to a same defense cell, hence there is no specificity. Hence we can call this innate immunity as non-specific immunity. So what are the other names of innate immunity? Native immunity, natural immunity, and you can also call it as a non-specific immunity, right? So this is about innate immunity, right? So now here one of the most important thing which people have to remember is that there are 2 kind of innate immunities which you can see here. There are first line of defense and second line of defense. So what I have said you, this is the early and fast defense mechanism which can be seen in innate immunity, right? And the defense will be of 2 types: first line of defense as well as the second line of defense. So firstly let us learn what is meant by the first line of defense, and then let us learn what is meant by second line of defense. And coming to the first line of defense, so the components which are involved in the first line of defense are skin and mucous membrane. So the mucous membrane is nothing but the membrane which is present in your nose, right? So it's called as a mucous membrane, and the skin. So normally there are chemical agents which are present in the skin and mucous membrane. So these chemical agents plays a major and vital role in your immune system, in the defense mechanism, right? So these chemical agents plays a major and vital role in the defense mechanism. So I have said you what is the defense mechanism, right? So now if you see here in the first line of defense, let us take an example of a skin. So I have said you the 2 components will be involved, they are skin and mucous membrane. So here we are going to take a skin, and this is let's say this is your rough diagram of a skin, and here this is the upper layer of your skin, right? Epidermal layer of your skin. And let's say the pathogen, the harmful pathogen, either it may be in the case of a bacteria, fungi or virus, any type of pathogen, if it enters into your skin, then what happens? Then I have said you that the chemical agents are present in the skin as well as in the mucous membrane. So let's say this green color one which I have drawn here is called as a chemical agent, right? This is a chemical agent, and once that pathogen, which is also called as antigen, will enter into your body, will enter into your skin by crossing that epidermal layer. Once it enter into your skin, then this chemical agents plays a major and vital role where this antigen will get binded over to that antibody. So here the chemical agent is nothing but the antibody. So these are the immunological terms. So what is the immunological term of pathogen? Antigen. So what is the immunological term of the chemical agent? Antibody. So here this acts as an antibody. This green color one, this chemical agent acts as an antibody, and this red color one, the pathogen, will act as an antigen. So here antigen and antibody interaction has been done, and once the antigen antibody interaction will be done, then it kills the antigen, right? It kills the antigen. So the pathogen which has been entered from the external environment will be killed by using these chemical agents. So hence these chemical agents plays a major and vital role for killing, or as exhibiting the defense mechanism, right? So what is the defense mechanism here? By killing the pathogens which has been entered from the external environment. Here the first line of defense will exhibit 2 characteristics. So what is the first characteristic? This first line of defense can be passed, or it can be successful. So it can be successful is nothing but the antigen can be killed where it doesn't show any symptoms, right, into your body, because it doesn't enter into your body, where it will get killed in this outermost region itself. So this is the first line of defense when it gets successful. And there is also another characteristic where this first line of defense can be also be failed. So how you can say it can be failed? Once this chemical agent doesn't have much power to kill these antigens, then it is called as first line of defense where it get failed, right? So this antigen can be alive once the first line of defense will get failed, because this chemical agents doesn't have much power to kill these pathogens. The antibodies doesn't have much power to kill these antigens, so we can say that the first line of defense has been failed. So once the first line of defense has been failed, then the antigen or as the pathogen will be alive, it will not be dead. So once if you say the first line of defense will be successful, then the antigen has been killed. If you say the first line of defense has been failed, then we can say that the antigen or as the pathogen is still alive. So once the first line of defense will get failed, then it leads to second line of defense, right? Second line of defense. So if the first line of defense is failed, then it leads to second line of defense. So the components which are involved in the second line of defense are phagocytes, antimicrobial substances, natural killer cells. So all of these are nothing but the immune cells, which mainly helps in killing the antigens. So it eliminates the microbes which penetrates into your body. That's nothing but, so what I have said you here, the antigen will enter into your outermost layer, and where the chemical agents will be present in that skin, and it kills that particular antigens. And if that antigen will not get killed by using these chemical agents, then it will penetrate into your body. It will enter into innermost dermal layer of your skin, and once it enter, then it is called as second line of defense, where it eliminates the microbes which penetrates into the body. How it can eliminate? By using these immune cells, phagocytes, antimicrobial substances, as well as the natural killer cells. NK cells are nothing but the natural killer cells. Okay, so this is about first line of defense as well as the second line of defense. So now let us learn about the second immunity called as adaptive immunity, right? So this adaptive immunity is also called as acquired immunity, and it is also called as specific immunity. So that innate immunity is called as non-specific immunity. So I have said you there why it is called as non-specific immunity. So here it is called as specific immunity. So why it is called as specific immunity? Let us see now. Specific immune cell will defense with specific bacteria. So here there are two kind of bacteria here, right? There are two kind of bacteria. Let's say the bacteria A and let's say the bacteria B, two different kind of bacteria. So in the previous case of innate immunity, these both bacteria can bind only to a single cell, right? So there is no specificity there. But here this A bacteria can bind to a particular cell, which is called as A immune cell, and this B bacteria can bind to the B immune cell B, right? So this immune cell A will bind to the bacteria A, and the immune cell B will bind to the bacteria B, right? So in this way there is a specificity. This specific immune cell can bind to the specific bacteria, and this specific immune cell can bind to the specific bacteria called as B. So there is a specificity in this immunity. Hence we are going to call this immunity as a specific immunity, right? And it is a long lasting response, and here the memory cells are present. So one of the most important thing I forgot to say you that in the innate immunity, I forgot to say one thing, the memory cells are absent, right? The memory cells are absent. So what are memory cells actually? It recognizes the re-entry of same antigens. So I have said you that the antigen will enter from the external environment, and it reacts with the antibody such that the antigen will get killed. So this is what I have explained you. And once, if the re-entry of the same antigen will be done, then the memory cells will recognize it, right? So did you understand what I'm saying? So if the same antigen will enter again into your body, I mean the first defense has been done. After the first defense, again, if the same antigen will again enter into your body, then it will be recognized by the memory cells, and these memory cells will kill that antigens, right? So this is the main function of the memory cells. But in this case of innate immunity, these memory cells are absent, right? So once the memory cells are absent, then it cannot recognize the re-entry of same antigens, right? Where the defense mechanism will be continued same by producing the antibodies, right? So this is about innate immunity. Whereas if you see in the case of adaptive immunity, the memory cells are present here. The memory cells are present. So once the memory cells are present, then it can recognize the re-entry of the pathogens. And once it recognizes the re-entry of the pathogens, then it can kill the antigens, right? So this is about adaptive immunity. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you like this video, just do like and subscribe, and if you have any interest regarding this video, you can comment in the comment box. Thank you.